What's going on, everybody?
What's up, you guys?
We got Country Tekken and Spencer.
Yeah. So, I think, guys, what I want to promote here is my failure to communicate channel. I think that's what I'm going to use. So.
Okay.
That'll be mine and your channel, correct, Pop?
Yeah.
We'll put our stuff. You can check my stuff out on the Lost in Transmission channel. Yeah. Also on Anchor.
What's good, Matt? What's going on, my bud? I'm sorry, Matt. I didn't mean to jump in there. We got somebody in chat.
You're good, man. It ain't no big deal. That Anchor.fm or the Anchor app on the App Store. You can hear the podcast.
Yeah. I've not put anything on that channel yet, but that's what I'm going to use, and I'll probably just kind of announce it on my Country Tekken channel and try to drive anybody that wants to be in a conversation like what we're going to have tonight. You know what I mean? Right. That way I don't want to destroy that channel with politics or conspiracy theories, because that stuff I enjoy talking about, but I'm not overly passionate about, if you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, that ain't all we got to talk about either. We can talk about everything, man. Tech, we can do tech, we can do review, whatever. Right now, I want to throw a shout out to Matt Hager, though. He's part of the notification squad. He might be the first one. I don't even know, but he's on here watching us.
What's up, man?
We gonna get deep,
brother.
We gonna get deep. Can somebody check our outgoing audio just to see how good make sure we're not doing what we were doing yesterday?
I'm going to try right now. We're on your channel, correct?
Yeah. It should be.
Yeah, there we go. Shooting the shit, it says.
Yeah, there we go. Shooting the shit, it says. Yeah, there we go. Shooting the shit, it says.
It is looping.
That's because we were playing it.
Yeah, looping bad.
But that's fine. I mean, I knew it was going to do that, but when the very first copy that came across was crystal clear, so I'm not that worried.
Okay.
See, I can do it right now too. I might as well. You'll get the same thing, but
what does Matt there in the chat think?
He thinks that Bud Light looks good, I guarantee it.
Alright, somebody say something so I can get this thing to work.
Hullabaloo.
Oh, that's way better. That fixed it. Well, that's good. That's good. It's good. It's good. What's going on, everybody? We're here. We're going to shoot some shit, just like the title says. And I know we already done intros, but we'll do them again. We got Spencer from the Lit channel, or the Lit podcast. I'm calling it Lit because it's lit.
Yeah, and thank you.
we got my buddy Kurt from Country Tekken. He's in here with us. Always a pleasure to have both of these fellas on here talking to me.
Always a pleasure to talk to you, man. You too, Dad.
Thank you, son. I appreciate it.
Failure to communicate is the one you're going to jump to.
Yeah. Failure to communicate. That's going to be the one. I want to build it up because I want a platform where I can just talk about stuff that interests me. You know, I have my main channel, which is Country Tekken, and that's all about fire sticks basically, and the different apps you can get for free, streaming, yada, yada, yada. But I want to use this one just to talk about stuff I enjoy talking about. Because, David, until I met David, I didn't have anybody outside of you, Spencer, to really talk to about this stuff. I mean, I beat Bess here to death. Surprised that I'm still married. But, she probably thinks I'm a little bit nuts, but that's okay. It's okay. I think it's okay to be nuts.
If you were just a drone robot, then you'd be just like everybody else, wouldn't you?
Right,
but nuts.
We're living in an age of wrong think, and I think it's a little dangerous, but I think everybody question everything
Yeah.
you've ever told, and a lot of times that leads you to some truth that'll devastate you almost.
Most
Mandela effect.
I was something I was going to bring up. I didn't know if you all were even willing to talk about that, but yeah, the Mandela effect, man. That
I'm
drove
still
me into a
destroyed.
3-month. I asked Spencer, it drove me into a 3-month dive, and if I had not have just finally told myself, hey, look, my memory is just that damn bad, I would have ended up in Eastern States.
He questioned his own sanity. That's no kidding. Like he called me one time and he was like, I'm not even sure if I'm real, because what was the movie called? I think it's Shazam. Is it Shazam?
Shazam.
Yeah, with Shaq.
Because Kazam was
The
Shaq.
Shaq movie.
Well,
yeah.
now there actually is a Shazam. It's a
that
new
one,
movie.
that one rocked Dad's world, because he was like, I made up a whole entire movie in my head.
Yeah.
Top to bottom.
Oh, we were going on about that song, Bohemian Rhapsody,
Yeah.
at the end of it. We
Not
are the
Bohemian
champions.
Rhapsody.
No, it was We Are the Champions.
We are the champions, yeah.
Yeah. Of the world. And we figured that one out. We actually figured that one out. But there's a lot of them that I can't figure out. And that is still messing with me to this day. I'm permanently damaged.
Well, yeah, and the one that really messes with me is the Berenstein Bears. You gonna tell me AIN says Steen? That's Stain.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure Dad brought this up to me. He saw a video with this woman, and she said, this really bothers me because I learned how to read with these books.
Yeah.
So I was paying attention to the words. And when she said that, I was like, those are the books I learned to read on.
Right.
My question is this: how is it that I vividly remember a conversation in my 5th grade classroom, all right, where the teacher had the book and she asked us, how is it pronounced? Berenstein or Berenstein? You don't get Steen or Stein out of goddamn Stain.
No,
That never happened, though.
No, but I made that memory up in my head. I made it up.
How do you spell Frankenstein?
Stain.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
All right.
I'm gonna drop some hot juicy facts here, and this is gonna get underneath Kurt's skin, and I know it is. The average cost of a full EVA, which is extravehicular activity, NASA suit is $12 million.
Oh, $12 million. It's
What
not
a-
12,000.
No.
I can't remember what the number is. I'm gonna have to look it up.
$12 million. What are we doing with our money?
$12 million. Listen, I need to start making some space suits.
Right?
Fellas. Space suit game. Start slinging space suits.
Oh, and Kurt, this is something interesting. You'll find interesting. Apparently, they found floating water in space.
Oh, absolutely, right. Hold on. We're gonna get into something a little off topic here. We won't delve into this, okay? Because it's a deep rabbit hole. But there's water in space.
Yeah, let me ask a question. Do you believe there's oxygen in space?
Do I believe personally?
Yeah.
No.
Well, then water can exist in space. That's one of the molecules.
H2O.
That's one of the molecules that makes it up.
H2O.
Water. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what does the Bible say? Okay, now listen. I was out there. I do not expect anyone or everyone or at all to believe in the Bible. I personally do. That's my thing. I go to the Bible for answers. The Bible plainly states that it separates what? The firmament separates what?
The water is above from the water below.
From the waters below. So it makes sense that there would be water out there. My lighting is horrible. Is that a little better? Y'all see me at all? Better?
I can pull it up. I see you good.
I've seen you good this whole time.
All right. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I believe there's water out there, man. There was a video, I wish I could bring it up. and share it because it was on the news, right? And I think it was one of them SpaceX launches, David. That
Oh,
you watched.
really?
Yeah. And as it was going up, they were videoing it, and behind it, it looked like organisms swimming through water. I mean, right there on the screen.
That's crazy.
Very.
That is wild. Very wild.
Trying to remember. Hold on just a second.
SpaceX is Elon Musk's little company, isn't it?
Yeah. Then I think this is my own conspiracy tin hat thing. He's going to be Skynet one day.
A what now?
He's going to be Skynet.
Skynet.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I got you.
Terminator.
Yeah. I got you. Hey.
I'm just
maybe
throwing
so.
that out there.
Who knows?
It's either going to be him or it's going to be dude from Facebook.
Yeah. Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg, the Zuck.
Yeah, he's working on AI right now. He's working on a rocket. He's working on a lot of things, apparently.
Yeah. Too much shit. He needs to go lay down somewhere.
Yeah, he needs to go lay down somewhere. Take a break.
Yeah, for real. All right, hey, let's talk this right here. Let's talk this moon landing.
All right.
That sounds like a good place to jump in.
Yeah. What about it?
What about it? Let's see. I got 3 words. Van Allen belts.
Say it one more time.
Van Allen belts.
Yeah, right? I mean, you know, you can go back and look at videos of the astronauts that went. And no, I guess we did. But now we're not able to go through them.
Yeah.
Why?
I'd like to reiterate something that me and Dad said on one of the our last podcast that we did on the phone. It's not that I don't believe that we've put something on the moon. I don't believe a man has walked on the moon.
Right.
That's what I don't.
That's where I'm at. Yeah.
That's exactly where I'm at.
I watched a video the other day, and I don't know how much validity is behind it. And I read some on it, but it was a guy that was talking about he went somewhere, maybe it was in Florida, but they were able to shoot a beam at the moon, right, and it hit this reflective thing, and it sends a beam back to Earth.
That's called yes.
Specifics of that are on that podcast I just referenced. I looked it up on while we were doing that. So yeah, there is some at least theoretical truth to it.
Yeah. Apparently, there's more than one. There's like about 3 of them.
Yeah, it said retro reflectors with an S. So
Yeah.
that would lead you to believe that yes, there's more than one.
That's where I fall with this. I fall with this whole thing. You know, I do believe we've been to space. I do believe we orbited this Earth. Do I believe that we went to the moon? No, absolutely not.
I just don't know that we've been to space, because I just am not convinced at this point that space, the way they tell us, exists.
Before we get deep into that, let me ask David a question. What do you believe space is? Do you believe it's what they taught us in school, or do you have your own belief, or?
I personally do have my own belief.
All right. So what do you think space is?
Well, here goes any validity to my channel, but
don't bury yourself.
no, I mean it is what it is. I am who I am. They can like it or they can leave.
Right.
I believe in dark matter.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
I believe in something similar called antimatter.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Exactly the same thing.
Can you all explain to me what we're talking about here?
Do you believe in what they're doing at CERN, Pop?
I do.
That's what they're trying to access is antimatter.
Can you explain to me what antimatter/dark matter actually is?
Your computer's sitting in front of you. There's probably a microphone. You got headphones laying somewhere. That's all matter. The exact negative of that.
Which is nothing.
No.
It's
the
something.
absence of.
It's something.
It's like a negative of a picture.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like a negative of a picture. It's the same picture, but it's different somehow. And a lot of people think that it is the substance to which at least the demonic realm gains their, at least.
Okay, now I absolutely 100% believe in the demonic realm. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people think that they are considered antimatter, like a demon would be antimatter.
Okay. I'm understanding what you're talking
And
about.
a lot of that, if you think about a lot of this stuff, man, it makes sense because we've never seen this. We've never seen antimatter.
No.
We've never been able to reproduce it. I know there are places that are trying, but we don't know what that looks like.
Right, exactly.
To our human eyes. So that kind of makes a little bit of sense. You know, maybe something don't want us to know what it looks like.
100%. So,
Or maybe, just maybe, we're not supposed to.
Right. I mean, absolutely. But where I'm going through this is like on the scientific spectrum of things. This is where hyperspeed comes in as far as the technology.
right.
Because this stuff is supposed to be tangible. It is. It's still nothing, or it's still a negative, but it's a tangible material. So
Right.
instead of trying to go from one place to the other in space, it's kind of like water. You can move it around you instead of you moving you through it. That's the whole idea behind light speed, hyperspace travel.
That's very interesting. I don't think I've ever heard it presented to me in that fashion.
That's because I'm redneck dumb. That's how I got it.
Hey, it makes a lot of sense. So, Dad, you said a second ago that you don't know if you necessarily believe space exists at all.
No, I think it exists. I just do not think it's what they tell us it is.
Well, that's
In
why.
other words, I do not believe in an infinite, ever-expanding universe. I don't believe in that. I don't.
I'm sorry I misquoted you.
Well, no, you didn't misquote me. I maybe didn't make myself clear, but I don't believe in this infinite, everlasting universe that just keeps expanding on and on. I think
You don't believe
we were created in a way. You know what I mean? I think we were created. Everything was created around us, whether it's flat or it's round. Regardless, we are the center of God's focus. I do believe that.
And I see where you're coming on that. Well, let me ask you something. There's actually been a lot of scientists come to God here recently. Not Scientologists, scientists, just regular scientists. And the main reason is because
His footstool.
Oh, I'm not. That's not the fact we're not.
That's what I believe. We're his footstool, right? He sits right over top of us. We are the center of his focus. Now, ever expanding, right? We talked about the moon just a minute ago, going to the moon.
Right.
Here's my question. The one that really puzzles me the most is I can walk outside right now with this phone I just purchased yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I can take a quote-unquote selfie of the moon. Why can't we take a quote-unquote selfie of the Earth from where the ISS is?
I mean, that's a really good question. But I do believe that the ISS is a little too close to get a full picture of the Earth, correct?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's
I see that's my thing. I don't believe in anything, or I believe certain things. I don't know anything. How's that?
Satellites are definitely somewhere up there. Now, I'm not going to tell you they're floating around in space because
I'm back.
Yeah, you're looking good now.
Is the screen back? It's back. Okay. Sorry, guys. That's what I was checking.
You're fine. You're fine.
Now, go ahead. What was you saying, Kurt? I'm sorry.
Dave, I was asking you, where do you like the satellites? I'm not 100% that they're up there. Just based on like the heat that they tell us that's up there beyond where we are now, and what these things are made out of, and how they could exist and last as long, and they don't crash to the earth, right?
No, they do.
So I'm skeptical on it. I'm not saying they're not there. I don't know that they're not. But where do you stand?
Right. Well, from my understanding is that they do crash through the Earth. All these satellites are all controlled on a grid. From what I understand, that's what I've been told. And there is no such thing as a perfect orbit. Everything degrades. All orbits degrade. That's why the ISS has to make boosts every now and then in order to stay in orbit.
Did you say control our grid? Actually, most of our grid is ran off power towers on the surface. 90% of it, anyway.
Right. I'm talking about that. I can't remember the name of the. Hold on, I gotta do some Google food here.
Now, those satellites are up there for a reason, surely.
Are they?
I'm not saying that. Listen, as you Bob. If they are up there, they're definitely serving a purpose. They're running something. They're doing something. I just, I do know. I heard that somewhere from. It actually wasn't even on like a YouTube video or anything. It was from a guy that worked for a cell phone company working on the cell phone towers.
Right.
Because like if most of it was being ran off satellites, you know, we wouldn't still have all of these power lines and everything. It would all be wireless.
Disclaimer.
Well, there is the amount of there's a reason that I don't have satellite internet. And that's because of the latency that's involved with it.
Right.
The time it takes to send a signal there and then back is too much in order to game on, or you know what I mean?
Exactly. It's a lot faster on the landline.
Right.
And in 1969, we sent a fucking television signal from the moon back to a spinning, gyrating, orbiting Earth. And we all got it clear. How the hell did that happen? I can't pick up channel 27 70 miles away. Can't do it. I can't. I literally, I can prove it to you on my damn TV set.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, so
I'm not trying to prove the moon landing happened. Let's get that out of the way. I'm not, because I don't.
Oh, I know.
I don't believe in it. Just strictly on the Van Allen belts. That's all anyone needs to know.
I'm with you. Oh, I know.
Out of the room, Bobby. That's fine with you.
As far as, I mean, yeah, we have GPS somehow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that could be here on Earth as well. But
no, I think you're right. I believe you're right. It could be. It could be. But why? I mean, there comes the grand question, right? Why the fuck lie to us about it?
yeah, I don't know. See, that's my big one too. That's what I always fall back to, and that's why I tell you I believe what I've been taught. Right? I just don't know that it's true. There's too many questions.
I mean, because this whole thing would be the ultimate.
Why?
The ultimate lie, the ultimate betrayal.
Yeah, the ultimate deception. And what's the point? Why do it? I mean, what does it benefit them?
Right. What was gained?
You know what I think, boss. But for those of you who do not know, I believe it's the perfect way to disprove the existence of an ultimate creator. Not to say that he couldn't exist in a global universe. Obviously he could. But if there is indeed an enclosed flat earth that's enclosed in some sort of firmament, then that would lead you to believe there is some sort of intricate designer of this.
Right. If there is some sort of ceiling above us, right? Somebody had to put that ceiling there.
Right. So if it is a lie, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it is a lie. Like I said, universe on the line, I'm going to tell you it's real because that's what I know. But if it is a lie, then I think that's why they would be lying about it.
Yeah, and I see that argument. I see it. I understand it. I see it. I don't necessarily believe that it's I'm not going to say valid, but it does give. It gives me pause when I say Why do they hide it? You know, that could be true. Oh, look at what I get.
Let the baby.
It's my beautiful stepmother.
That's my beautiful wife right there, guys.
How
That's
bad?
the
I love you.
that's the Mrs. Country taking. But yeah. So it gives me pause. Like I say, I want to be clear. I want everybody to understand that I believe the Earth is round. I do. I firmly. I think we're gone again.
Yep.
Are we really?
David locked up.
Yeah.
Wow. This is aggravating.
Oh, you're back pretty well now.
Yeah. But anyway, I believe the Earth is round. I do. I honestly do. That is what I believe. I just don't know it for a fact. I don't, because when you start digging into this, there's nothing. And David will tell you. I mean, he's a pretty firm believer in space and all that different stuff. But even he will admit that there's good questions that are asked.
Yeah.
By flat Earth.
Yeah.
And I believe personally there should be easy, simple solutions, answers to these questions.
And I believe that the fact that there isn't easy and simple answers to these questions is why they keep going. You know what I mean? Why is it not that easy for you to say, oh, this is why this is this? Instead it's, well, in theory, you know, instead
Like
of...
Luke said, apparently we've been to the moon.
Yeah.
This argument should have been put to rest a long time ago then, because look, all he had to do was turn around.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I had to do.
Right. That therein lies my big question, okay? Because we all don't, but I do. Like almost daily, I can show you my phone. It took almost 35 minutes to transfer everything from my old phone to my new phone because I take so many pictures of the sky, right? I'm constantly looking and taking snapshots.
Yeah.
And even with my simple phone, I can see that the moon does appear to be a round object in the sky.
Very much so.
Right? So, if I went to the moon, one of the first things I would have wanted to do was to turn around and snapshot the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did we have pictures of the moon back then? That would be my question because I don't know.
Right.
What technology existed then?
Right.
And David probably knows more about that than I would ever. But
Oh, it was so rudimentary. You should have seen the computer that went on the first Apollo, not the first, but the actual Apollo mission that landed.
I'll be right back, boys.
It was so rudimentary as far as technology goes. I'm talking less than a calculator.
right.
And bigger than probably my living room.
And yet, okay, you're up on technology more than I am. I love technology, but can you name another technology other than us going to the moon that has went in reverse? Because they say today that we cannot go back to the moon, right? We don't have the ability to go back to the moon. Name another technology that we know of today that's went backwards.
Right.
Sorry, guys. I lost in transmission for a second.
The whole theory of what's said about the whole moon thing, why we can't go back, is because apparently those people that did those calculations, those people that did all that stuff that certain way with that technology are gone, or they don't. There's no paperwork or anything like that. That's what they say.
The telemetry data is gone, and they have no clue where it went.
Yeah, and that's another. Well, why the fuck not?
I guarantee you, there's data right now on who won the first World Series.
Yeah.
This was the biggest, arguably, the biggest achievement of mankind.
You can watch World War II clips in HD.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. 100%. And here's my biggest thing. They say they destroyed all the technology that existed when it was possible. And let me ask you guys something. How long have you lived in America for?
Oh, yes.
I'm not going to tell you.
Your entire life.
You know.
Yeah, your entire life. So, Let me ask you a question. If America had all this super badass, super tech that could get us to outer space and successfully walk in outer space, you really think we'd destroy it?
No.
Oh, absolutely not.
No, it would have never been lost.
That's why we're storming Area 51.
Oh, that's in like 2 or like a week.
Yeah, that's coming up, baby.
Oh shit, I forgot all about that. Yeah, that meeting kind of died. But yeah, we are. I'm sorry, I'm not on Facebook anymore. Is it still live? Or
What?
is that still something people are talking about on Facebook? Storming Area 51.
Oh yeah,
I haven't seen it.
it's still a thing. It's being talked about more and more now that the date draws closer.
It's like the 20th, right?
I think so. It died off real bad.
Yeah. There was millions, multiple millions of people that were going to do this.
Yeah.
Dude, they're retarded.
Yeah.
You're going to storm a military base? I mean, what's on your mind? Don't get me wrong. I want to know what's in Area 51 because they are hiding something from us.
Right.
Right. I mean, if they weren't, it would be much easier to get in and troll around and see. They're never going to tell us what's there. Something's there. Do I believe that there's an alien there? Not necessarily. But I believe there's technology there
Yeah.
that they don't want us to know about. You know, I believe in UFOs, but when I say that, I believe in UFOs literally. Unidentified flying objects.
Right.
Just things we don't know about.
Right. Now that makes completely utter sense. And that technology being there and everything, well, people are going to ask, well, where did that come from? And that's a whole other conversation too.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I straight up say just read the Book of Enoch when we get there.
Oh man, you read the Book of Enoch and it opens your eyes to a whole lot of things because if you've read the Book of Enoch, you do realize that the Book of Enoch talks about the sun and the moon traveling, right? They have their own path.
Yep.
And they will continue that path until the day comes that they no longer need to.
Right, and that's in that book. That is.
Yes, and I've watched videos, I've read, I've done a lot of research on the Book of Enoch as to whether or not it is Holy Spirit inspired. I personally believe it is because it matches up. If you read the Book of Revelation, the Book of Enoch matches up with it. Read Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jeremiah. It matches up with all these other prophets. Enoch was a prophet. And I can't remember where it's at in the New Testament, but Enoch is even referred to in the New Testament. It says, the prophecies of Enoch, right? Well, if they knew about the prophecies of Enoch, why shouldn't we?
Right.
I can't remember where it's at. I'll have to look that up, and maybe we can... well, we won't be able. This is live, but
Right now, I'm gonna drop and say,
Sorry, you guys. My bad. Got a buddy. Came over, brought me some food. I missed the whole conversation.
we're talking Enoch.
Oh, Enoch. Oh.
yeah,
That's not in the Bible.
the technology we were talking about that's probably hidden away in Area 51. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a huge tangent we can get on with that.
Oh, yeah. A huge one. It's a deep rabbit.
Yeah, because I firmly believe, growing up, hearing about aliens, this, that, and the other, it was always just kind of like a laughing joke, right? But I do now believe that, man, we've all witnessed we've all watched movies. They're telling us about something, right?
Right.
What's that term called? Something programming.
What? Your regularly scheduled programming?
Well, yeah. Why is it called programming? It's an interesting word to use for television, programming. They're actually putting it out there in our faces.
Subliminally.
Yes, subliminally. For us to buy into it, or at least bare minimum to desensitize us to it.
Right.
I'm gonna beat him.
So that if it ever materializes, we won't be that shocked.
I love my dog. He's being very loud though.
He's not bothering me.
No, I'm not bothered at all. I don't think
I'm
any of the
not
dudes are.
I can't keep my thoughts together when he's like, "Daddy, daddy, 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 daddy."
Who's that in the background there?
That's Big Steve.
Big Steve. Didn't come over and help me change that damn
Love my child. I'd never beat him.
radiator hose this morning, did you, Steve?
He can't hear you.
If you want to turn that up, though, actually hear it. Oh, someone.
What's he eating?
A burrito.
Yeah, the Book of Enoch. That's a really interesting concept. If you've ever taken the time to read it, listen to it, look. And I've done both. I've read it. I've let it play. As I'm driving down the road. David. That's all the hell we do all day long.
Yeah, that's us.
Got a lot of time to listen, and when you start, because it goes really deep into the angels that came down to earth and did what they did. They disclosed secrets that we weren't supposed to know.
And specifically
magic,
technology.
That's the whole book's about, actually. Yeah.
Right.
He's the one who beat the fallen angels and the Nephilim. He's the one who did it through the power of God, obviously. But
Who was that?
Enoch.
He beat them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I didn't get that out of it.
Yeah.
Because I thought Michael the Archangel was the one that actually defeated Satan's angels.
In the end,
that could be true.
Not in the Book of Enoch.
So what did Enoch do to the fallen angels?
He did it through God. Like, do you remember when Elijah proved to everybody that Baal was wrong, raining hellfire down from the sky?
I do, yes.
Well, like that, he used the power of God to defeat the Nephilim. God locked like 6 of the angels, the fallen angels, away. One in the...
Did he lock them away in the earth?
Yeah.
I think, under.
Right? Under the earth, right?
Under. Yeah. Then again, that brings it back, right? That brings it back. There's another question there.
Now I wanna dip my toes somewhere else. Do y'all know anything about Greek mythology?
Yeah.
One of the first great conversations you and I ever had.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, these tyrants were locked. They weren't tyrants, they were titans.
The Titans, yeah.
They were locked away underground.
Yeah.
This is full circle.
Oh yeah, this right here fascinated me when me and him first talked about this, and because I don't know about this stuff like he does, and I'm like, dude, this is the same story, and I'd tell him something, he'd be like, oh my god.
Yeah, I mean it goes back. We went back and forth. I think we were in Winchester one day, just going back and forth, man, and getting goosebumps. I've got them right now. You can't. Because I would say something, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, this happens just like that. It's a little different, but then people be like, oh. It's fascinating, man. It's fascinating.
I think that actually happened. I think it actually existed. I think the Greek mythology is true, but I think they were the fallen angels.
Oh, really?
Yeah, see, that's where I stand. That's where I stand with it.
The Greek.
Casey, my buddy that's here, he brought up the Anunnaki. If you've ever heard of the Anunnaki.
The Anunnaki, yeah.
Yeah, I think they were the fallen angels.
Well, it's in Greek mythology. It literally ends with being taken over by Christianity.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
So that is Satan's story in reverse, right? And if we go to the book of Revelation, we have the same thing taking place. We have, for us that believe in Jesus Christ, we have God. And then we have the Word that was sent to this earth, made manifest in the flesh. He was killed, right? He resurrected and went to be with the Father. And he said, after this, I will send you a comforter, the Holy Ghost. Okay, in the book of Revelation, we have Satan. Satan gets locked into the bottomless pit. He's locked away. The first beast, which is the Antichrist in chapter 13, he receives a deadly wound, right? And it says his deadly wound is healed. He's resurrected. And then you have the false prophet that would take the place of the Holy Ghost. So you see what I'm saying? That's how Satan does this. With every single solitary fiber of his being, he replicates. You're good.
Oh, sorry.
He replicates God's plan with lies, right? He's just a deceiver. He's a lying deceiver, and he replicates everything that God does. Oh my God, that probably sounded bad. But
I just think it fascinates me how they're really close to being the same story.
Right. Except for a little bit of lies, right? And take the truth or take a lie and surround it with truth.
Well, the best way to deceive someone is with the truth. If you can brainwash somebody, like, for example, all these cults, right? A lot of them have a very simple basis, and that's God. Well, God is the truth, and, you know, that's what I believe.
The ultimate truth.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I believe too.
But like it says, it can be bended, it can be twisted, and it can be contorted, and it can be sullied. And but that's the greatest way to deceive somebody, is because if you say, well, God has sent me to tell you this, there's a lot of people that are going to listen to you just because you said God said.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's happened a lot. Actually, where we get the term, the phrase "drinking the Kool-Aid" is from a cult like that. He based it off of
Jim Jones.
Yep, exactly. 100%. I guess I don't have to go too deep into that, do I?
Have y'all ever heard of Bentino Massaro?
Bentino Massaro.
No, I have not.
That sounds so familiar. Which cult? A cult leader, I'm assuming.
He might as well be a cult. He's the one who wants to upgrade civilization.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. I was looking at this top 10 cults on YouTube, and it mentioned something about him. Yeah, that was kind of wild.
2K, something like 2K per visit or something like that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And what is he touting?
Oh, what is he teaching?
Yeah.
From what I understand, absolutely nothing. People go there. People go there to sit there and look at him, and he just smiles. And he'll do that for like 2 hours. Then he'll speak. And the stuff that he says doesn't make no sense.
Go, buddy.
He looks. I pay $2,000, and he looks at me and smiles like that for 2 hours. I'm gonna knock a lung loose.
I could burn $2,000. Literally, catch it on fire and get better use out of it.
Very true. Very true. You'd think he'd set up fireworks or something.
I mean, yeah, it's something.
Some more nerves.
No, they have water fights.
Water fights. Is it space water fights?
Man, it's the biggest crock of shit I've ever seen. I watched a video on it there the other day. It was all along the Bohemian Grove and all that stuff that I was looking at, man.
Oh, that's interesting stuff too, right there. You start looking into the Bohemian Grove and what's the Skull and Bones and all that. Oh, wow.
Crazy.
That's interesting stuff.
And the Georgia Guidestones. That makes me.
Oh, the Georgia Guidestones make your back bend over and break.
Yeah, because where did they come from? Who put them there?
Nobody knows.
And that's another structure on this earth that is celestially lined up with the stars.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that part.
Yep.
What's it lined up with?
Constellation.
I think it's the North Star.
Hey, there's
I've lost you guys.
There's another question about the Earth spinning and rotating and going. How does Polaris stay in the same place all the time?
The actual North Star?
Yeah, Polaris. I mean, it stays there. And if you concentrate a camera on Polaris, the stars revolve around Polaris.
I don't know. I've never looked this up.
Yeah, look at that sometime about the pictures of it and the videos of it where the stars literally spin around Polaris. Polaris don't move.
That's very interesting.
It is very interesting. How we keep the same celestial stars above us as we're blasting through this universe. How it all holds. You know what I mean? Look. That to me, Spencer made a comment earlier. Are you there, Spencer? Still? I think Spencer has. Oh my God, what's going on?
I've got a majigger.
I think Spencer's locked up.
Uh-oh, this ain't good. It does look like he's out.
Yep, he's out. He's left.
Spencer's out of the building. He'll be back.
He has left the building. That's good stuff.
See, this is where I wish I had a splash screen set up, because we could take us a little stream break. Because I need one. Let's see what I can get set up. Yeah, that's true. Add source. Let's see. Well, that would work. And then I'll just yeah. Had to go out, so it's up to me. Nice. Can they hang on though? Yeah. Alright, well, we'll be right back, guys. I'm going to do a transition. Kurt, if you want to hang on for just a second after I do it. Y'all don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Alright. It's transitioned. I need to check it and make sure. I reckon. Yeah, you can see what's going on with him. Yeah. Oh no. Midstream. Hey, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get me a couple things. it's not a surprise, but he's looking up there. Did you see the ladder thing go there?
No, I didn't even go out there. They just met, well, Abby met me at the back door and I went out there the other day. Connor? Yeah. Abby, you go out? I'll let him say it a little bit. Abby. Coco's been got to be out more than Abby. He had some of my favorites, but when I didn't more, it was Is there somebody out there?
No.
It makes me wonder if those kids been home. Well, I definitely do.
No, the little black piece was where I always said it. Damn, every paper.
He's still alive. Connor? I said that was for me. That should be free. Oh, we are.
Bo, did you notice that Pennywise has a lazy eye just like mine? He does. It solidifies.
Bump's been haunting me. He's the thing why I'm staying awake at night, thinking something's watching me.
Anyway, that is what I'm gonna be for a 6'4" me, Pennywise.
I can deal with regular clowns. You bring a Pennywise in this freaking house, I will stab you.
I've got. I'm so lazy. I mean, we my little fucking eye contact thing for 7 years. No. You just smile down with Mom. He goes, no, he smiles. I got teeth for him, but I genuinely don't know what would be more scary. My teeth right now or his. Mine are pointed.
Did you ever set up my thing? Oh, window curtains. My fire stick.
I need to see that. By the way, movies are starting to piss me off making like every other movie 3 and 4 hours long. It was a great movie. I'd go outside to smoke a cigarette because it ain't no Avengers good. You know what I mean? Avengers is actually the only movie I've ever seen where I was like, yeah, 3 hours, hell yeah. I can't take 3 hours to Pennywise. I have a fucking heart attack.
Ew! What? Come on, Connor. Connor, no. What you want? Oh, baby, let me have that. You get hurt with that. Yeah, you get hurt with that. Here, get down there.
Oh.
But if it happens, you just throw that. Oh, you're supposed to throw it.
Hello. Yeah.
I listened to your live and you sound distorted.
I think the call dropped from everybody.
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
You sound like horrible.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Hey, he's back.
Hang on.
My wife says I sound horrible on the stream.
Hang on. I'll pull it up.
No.
Here. Are you live right now? Can't talk.
I am talking. Sound fine.
You didn't before. Well, let me go back. Listen, hang on.
Do what?
Your computer sitting in front of you.
No, I wish.
There's probably a microphone.
Okay, you're gonna
you
get a
got
good loop.
headphones laying somewhere. That's
Oh,
all.
sorry.
The exact
Here, I'm gonna put it up to your ear.
I hear it, honey.
No,
I got it.
You didn't hear your voice?
it's something.
I can hear it on here.
Oh.
Exactly. It's like
Yeah,
Oh, it's
I
a
hear
whole.
it.
It's. I think it's just Skype. Cause everybody's doing it.
Well, right now we're on, which is not supposed to be streaming. Why is it streaming?
It might be just the Skype app.
I don't know.